Good day everyone, good day Sir Seth. I am Micaela Pablo and together with my groupmates Mr. Monsanto and Ms. Omania, we will discuss the Chapter 5 with the guidelines and protocols in documentation and healthcare records. So in this presentation, we will explore the ethical foundations of accurate documentation, discuss standard protocols in maintaining healthcare records, analyze a scenario involving documentation errors, and relate these practices to our professional responsibilities as nurses. But before we dig deep to our discussion, let us first know the objectives. So at the end of the report, students are expected to define documentation and healthcare records, including its fundamental values, learn the proper ways of doing documentation following the 5 C's, and the organization guiding the practices of documentation, individually indicate the types and the 9 purposes of professional documentation, learn why clinical competence is essential in healthcare settings, and understand the guiding principles for documentation, the comprehensive and complete records, patient-centered and collaboration, and lastly, they ensure and maintain confidentiality. Let's start with the introduction first. So what is documentation? So documentation in healthcare encompasses all records made by various healthcare professionals. This includes doctors, nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, dietitians, and others. So in short, ang atong gina-document is considered as the official paperwork where we can track everything that happens with our patient. That just means now when providing care to a patient, we must always remember that if you don't document it, it is considered as not done. And that is the essence of healthcare documentation. So let us not forget that. Now let us proceed to the importance of healthcare documentation. So first is demonstrate clinician accountability. So it proves that the healthcare provider did their job correctly, followed some procedures, necessary procedures, and it shows that they are responsible for the care given. Next is it records professional practice. So it provides a permanent record of the treatments, procedures that the provider gave to the patient, essentially showing what the provider did and why. So when a patient complained of mismedication, the nurse's documented record will serve as evidence that it was indeed given. Next is basis for communication among healthcare professionals. So it allows all members of the healthcare team to communicate with each other and to be on the same page so that no one is left out. So being on the same page means having a clear and consistent communication among the healthcare team so everyone can work together smoothly for the patient's best care. And the medical record also serves as the only source of truth where everyone can coordinate effectively. It also provides a continuous and timely record of care, so it gives a complete step-by-step history of the patient's illness, treatment, from start until now, which is crucial, and it also ensures that there are no gaps or delays in understanding the patient's health history. So basically, having a good documentation is essential because it holds providers accountable, creates a record of treatment, allows the care team to communicate with each other, and it gives a full history of the patient's journey. So in order for us to have a good documentation, we should follow the 5 C's. So first, we have clarity. So the rule for this one is we must make sure that our writing is absolutely clear, easy to understand, and uses professional and precise language. So in documentation, we cannot be open to further interpretation or guesswork, daghan-daghan pa. So if a note is dili klaro or di masabtan, another healthcare is likely na makamake a mistake in giving treatments or medication. And an example for that is a patient looks okay now, so it's wrong. So we should write it in a specific detail. Patient alert and oriented, pain score 2/10 after analgesic, and vitals are stable. Next is conciseness. So the rule for this one is we must keep our notes brief, to the point, and focus only on the necessary clinical information. So while completeness is important, the record should not be filled with unnecessary or irrelevant details, emotional commentary, or personal opinion. So an example for that is the patient talked for a long time about feeling tired and how he didn't sleep well because of noise, so that's wrong. We must write it in patient reports insomnia due to word noise and requested earplugs. So we must keep our notes short, brief, and to the point. Next, we have completeness. So the rule for this one is to ensure that every piece of required information is present and that documentation is done at the right time or ASAP. So an example for this is when a nurse is in the ward documenting. So example, 10 a.m. administered cefuroxime 500 mg by mouth as ordered. Patient tolerated well, no rashes noted, and will monitor for side effects. So if the nurse only gave antibiotics, the record would miss important details for mga doses na gihatag, at what time na gihatag. So the record like mga response sa patient, sa mga ito siya. So, dapat di na to kalimtan sa completeness na to document on time, ASAP. Next, we have confidentiality. So, the rule for this one is to protect all patient information, not data from unauthorized access or disclosure. So, an example for this is talking about patient's diagnosis or information in the hospital elevator. So, naman dyan makadungog na sa likod, labo ng pag lain kasabay nga dili mga healthcare professionals. So, ang tama na buhaton is to discuss patient information only with healthcare team in a private area or sa nurses station. So, sa USA, na sila ginatawag na HIPAA dito, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act in the US. So, while here naman sa Philippines, we have a similar law called the Republic Act number 101/73 or the Data Privacy Act of 2012, which protects all kinds of personal information, including the patient health records, and ensures that providers, hospitals, and other institutions keep patient information confidential and use it only for authorized medical purposes. And both laws aim to protect patient privacy and confidentiality, especially in healthcare settings. So, sa confidentiality, dili lang hindi siya ma-apply sa mga mga papel na mga charts or mga medical records, pero ma-apply pa siya sa mga electronic health records. So, lastly, we have the chronological order. So the rule for this one is we must organize all records and entries in the order they actually occurred, from the earliest to the most recent. So the medical record is assigned to be a timeline of events. Without proper order, it is impossible to track the progression of a disease or kanang effects sa atong gihatag ng mga treatments. So example, a nurse recorded the evening vital signs. So 8 p.m. before writing the 6 p.m. medication entry. So this confused the doctors or mga other healthcare professionals na mag-review sa chart. So the correct practice is we must first write the 6 p.m. na gibuhat na to, which is administering metoprolol 50 mg by mouth, before recording the 8 p.m. BP, recording the vital signs, which is BP is 120 over 80, and the heart rate, which is 78 beats per minute. So that's all, and Mr. Monsanto will continue the report.
And for the continuation, let us discuss about the purposes of documentation. First is the quality improvement. Through performance reviews, audits, and accreditation, healthcare facilities can identify what is being done well and what needs improvement. Second is the database. The third one is the accountability. Documentation shows who did what, when, and why. The guidelines for documentations are created to help healthcare professionals record patient information in a consistent, ethical, and legally safe way. These are often set by the organizations like World Health Organization or the Department of Health, which is meant to guide nurses, doctors, and hospital administrators in creating clear records. We have to remember that documentation is not optional. It is a professional duty. Records can be used in legal cases, insurance claims, or ethical reviews. The types of documentation includes the written and electronic health records, the audio and videotapes, the emails, the facsimiles and images, the observation charts and checklists, the communication books and shift reports, the incident reports and clinical notes, the policies, procedures, and protocols, and the critical incident or occupational health and safety reports, the statistical and research data, the service and funding agreements, the staffing rosters and personnel files, the performance appraisal, the clinical assessments, and published reports. Proceeding with the 9 purposes of professional documentation, this shows why the proper documentation is essential. First is communication. Documentation lets healthcare providers know what has been done, what needs to be done, and how the patient has responded. Second is accountability. Records prove the care you provided. They show who did what and when. Legislative requirements. This law requires certain records, like patient consent forms and medical charts, to be kept properly. Next is the quality improvement. Documentation helps in audits and evaluations to see if the standards are met. Next is the research. Patient records can be studied to improve medical practice. Next is funding and resources. Documentation justifies cost and allocation of resources. Next is maintaining quality documentation practice. It ensures that staff follow proper procedures. Also, the documentation policy. Hospitals must have clear rules on how to record and store data. Next, and the last one, is monitoring documentation. Audits are done to check accuracy and prevent risks. The last one to be discussed is competence. We have to remember that competence is one of the best, if not the best, qualities a person should have in life, most especially in clinical settings. Clinically competent means skilled, accurate, and ethical in recording patient information. Appropriate practices. Documentation should be clear, complete, timely, and truthful. For example, writing patient complained of chest pain at 9 a.m. ECG ordered is better than patient is not feeling well. Nurse responsibilities include recording all care planned and given, giving accurate details and patient's condition, showing evidence, and care goals were met. That ends my report.
Good day, sir. I am Omania Rhea Jean R. and I will going to discuss about guiding principles for documentation. Guiding principles is a fundamental concept that ensure our documentation is effective, accurate, and user-friendly. So, there are 3 guiding principles for documentation. The first is the comprehensive and complete record. So, we need to have a detailed communication, which means we need to keep thorough records for everything related to our patient care. So, for example, atong patient naka-feel siya og pain, dili lang nato ibutang nga our patient complain of pain. But instead, ibutang nato kung unsa kasakit ang pain niya ihang gi-complain, asa dapit nganong nagsakit or unsay mga underlying nabati sa ato ang patient related sa iyang gina-complain. Also, we need to maintain clarity and conciseness. So we need to use a simple and clear language to make sure everyone understand the information without confusion. So for example, as a nurses, naga-shift man ta. So unsaon na to pag explain or unsaon nato pagtabang sa ato ang mga co-workers nga ma-maintain ang ato ang patient care if ever atong documentation dili siya masabtan. And then we also need to maintain accuracy and truthfulness. So we need to make sure that all records are accurate and honest. So kung unsay dapat na-observe nato sa patient, unsay dapat nahitabo sa patient, mao pud dapat ang mabutang nato sa documentation. Dili manubra og dili magkulang. And then the next guiding principles for documentation is the patient-centered and collaborative. So, sa patient-centered and collaborative, we need to have a patient-focused approach. So, focus on the patient's specific needs, what they prefer, what they want to achieve. For example, ang ato ang patient kay physical therapy. So, ang atong patient karon adlaw na siya physical therapy. So, a-record na to kung unsa ang goal ni patient, kung unsa ang kinahanglan ni patient, o kung unsa ang progress nga nahitabo sa ato ang patient. Nga og dili ta dapat magsayang og oras sa mga underlying issues nga dili related sa ato ang patient. And then we also need to identify the purpose, and also we need to be considerate. So we need to use consideration. We need to think about why documentation is needed and how it will be used, such as for communication, legal reasons, and improving quality of care. So for example, ang naatay incident report. So, that is also considered as documentation. So, another form of documentation. So, dapat, record na to tanan unsay mga details ng kinahanglan for the incident report nga ato ang ipasa. Para, pag abot sa panahon, kung unsa yung mga reasons nga itong na-record, manlikayan na to siya nga mga incidents. And then, we need to have a collaborative input. So, we need to get input from all healthcare team members and the patient to get a complete picture of the care provided. So, kuan naman yun, kanang related naman yun, understandable naman yun. Of course, nga dili lang nurses ang nagalihok to provide care, but also na ay mga health care teams nga tabang para ma-provide ang needs sa atong patient. So, dapat na atay mga collaborative input, ibutang na to ang mga laboratories, mga x-rays, CT scans sa atong patient so that we can have an accurate documentation. And then, lastly is we need to ensure and maintain confidentiality. So, confidentiality protection. We need to always protect the patient's private information in all documentation. So, dili dapat nato istoryahan ang mga information sa atong patient sa mga public places. Kung tahay, we are kanang lunch break, nagatake ta og lunch break sa ato ang with our coworkers. So, dapat dili nato ginaistoryahan ang confidential nga mga information about sa ato ang patient sa mga public places. Also, we need to maintain ethical and legal adherence because the keeping of confidential records kay naka-under na siya sa Republic Act. So, dapat ako tuwagin na siyang i-maintain. And lastly, we need to have a secure storage and access. So, dapat ang mga documentation nga sa tuwang mga patient naka-secure gid siya o walay dapat laing makahilabot unless sa mga authorized co-workers or authorized healthcare providers. Thank you.